let's look, guys. We have a new class you haven't had before. We have a Kanna.
I know you've never done a progression
We
session
don't
with a
see
Kanna.
those. We don't see those very often. So that's always good to know. Cool. So, what have you done yet already on the Kanna, and what are you aiming for?
Uh, the highest I can do right now is solo Lomian.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, it takes me a little while, but I can pretty comfortably do it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking really to. I think my version of endgame is hard will and hard lucid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have aspirations beyond that. I kind of like training different classes. So I think after I get to get into a party for hard will and hard lucid, I'm probably gonna start training up another character and then like just do bosses on my Kana and like maybe farm once in a while. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
that's my aspirations right now.
Okay. Do you already have any idea what character that's going to be? Is it one of your higher level characters, or is there something else you've played recently? Maybe the burn.
You know, I used I came back to Maple like 4 months ago, and um the last time I played was like when bye farming was still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really building up my Legion because my Legion was really low when I came back, and I wanted to get it to 6K at least.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my favorite character while building Legion was my Xenon. So I recently got it to 201 now. I don't know why I like Xenon so much. I think it's because I can like switch the skills from each class, and like have like different play styles based on what I'm doing at the time. So
You mean in fifth job, or like the different forms of the attacks as well?
oh yeah, I think fifth job also baited me because the Omega Blaster skill,
Mm-hmm.
it's just insane. And like I know you have to hold it down for like a million seconds before you can activate it, but still,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really fun to use that. But I like like the first through fourth job skills where you can just switch. You can like switch the mode and then it changes based on like whatever map you're using,
Mm-hmm.
or like what your need is. I think that's really cool about Xenon. So I was thinking about building on my Xenon after I'm done with my Kana. So
Mm-hmm. If you enjoy that, then that's good. I'm happy you found something that you can enjoy after the Kana.
yeah, everyone tells me not to because it's so hard to fund. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if I don't play something, I need to play something I enjoy. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up quitting again, like I did before. So
Yeah, probably. Yep. Guys, yeah, in general, people just enjoy things that have less resistance to them, that are just easier to play and easy to get strong on. So that's why they would put Xenon pretty low, because it is a bit definitely trickier to get funded.
yeah, but the thing is, like, for me, I think if it's too easy, like I get really bored. Like when I came back, I burned an Adele because I was like I just came back and there was a burning event at the time. I just got to 150 and now it's like 213 as you can see. But I got super bored with it because I know there's like different stuff you can do. You can like there's like a bunch of dashes you can do, but I got super bored with like the main skill
Just
because it
cleave,
felt like the
yeah.
same thing. Yeah,
Cleave, hunting
that's why
decree, cleave, hunting decree.
I actually really liked Arc, and I tried Arc because I saw your streams,
Mm-hmm.
and but I feel like I like Xenon a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe Xenon,
I
maybe
mean, how
Arc
dare
after
you?
I'm done
Arc
with
is
my.
superior in every single way. You should definitely choose it. Oh no, I'm just
I
kidding.
know, It is really fun, and I feel like I've gotten down like I've gotten to the point where I can do the stuff without looking at the cooldowns. Like I can just kind of feel when the cooldown's about to go off.
Mm-hmm.
And it is really fun, but I don't know. Xenon just it's just I don't know why. I just I
Yeah.
just
Sometimes
I just
is
feel
that
myself
je ne
going
sais
back
quoi?
to Xenon. Yeah.
Sometimes it just works.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so your total Legion is over 6. You reached that goal. Do you have any aspirations beyond with Legion, or?
I actually really enjoyed the Legion grind, so I thought about maybe going to 8K,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like that's way more long term. Like, I want to get my my Kana up there, and then probably maybe work on Legion after that, or move on to a second character. But I haven't really thought that far ahead yet.
And what's mainly holding you back now from already looking for hard lucid and hard will parties?
I'm not too sure like how to continue, like what the best way of upgrading is. I know there's not like a best way, but
Mm-hmm.
um I'm waiting for 5, 10, 15 right now. I've left all my stuff at 15 stars because I really want to play like, get the efficiency from events. So I've been waiting for 5, 10, 15 until now, and it's finally gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do some major upgrades there. I have around 40 bill saved.
Mm-hmm.
uh, because I just never spend off events now
Okay.
because it
Yep.
just doesn't seem worth it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have a lot of money saved, and I guess I was gonna use this session to kind of figure out like what upgrades I should work on and like which are possible with the money that I have and the resources that I have.
Yep. Sure. Well, the reason that I asked is that in general for Kanna to be able to be in hard lucid and hard will runs, the main thing you need to know is just like the mechanics of the boss. So if as long as you have enough practice and watch some guides and stuff, that's the most important thing to have for that boss. As a Kanna, you contribute mostly by your barriers, your domain, and your binds, and then that's mainly it. Like if you get stronger by yourself, you definitely help the party more. But
Yeah,
since Maple is a numbers game, like the sooner you can start getting into the runs, the sooner you can get enough experience to be able to do everything more easily. And then once your damage comes in, you can optimize dealing that damage better because you already have the mechanics under your belt, and you'll just have more chances of getting drops while you're at it.
yeah. I think Will. I've never even like people have told me that nobody does even normal Will. They just go straight to hard Will. I don't know if that's true.
Well, he is
But
level
that's
250, so that's kind of why
yeah.
people they definitely move to hard will sooner. I think it's still useful to do normal will just to practice the mechanics and get used to what he does. But
Yeah.
you basically want to get used to being able to do normal will without having to use pretty much any moonlight and then move to hard will. You can start with hard will, but I think it's yeah. I mean, I would start with it now on a new character, right? Because I have the experience from normal will and I know the
Yeah.
mechanics and everything. But if you're just new, with a new party, just to ease into normal will first and then move on from hard will to hard will from there, that would make sense to me if you have a party full of people who haven't done it yet.
Is there a like a completely new phase in hard will that isn't in normal will, kind of like normal lucid to hard lucid?
No, the main difference is that some of the attacks do well. A lot of the big attacks do more damage, and then the
Okay.
main thing is that the moonlight recovers way more slowly on hard will, and that adds a decent degree of difficulty. But because of familiars in phase two, we do have a lot easier in GMS than what the boss is actually designed to, like the difficulty that's designed at. We do have it a bit easier because of the familiars, quite a bit actually. If everyone has one healing familiar out, helps a lot.
I wish I knew what moonlight was. I'm not.
Oh yeah, so like
I,
as you dodge attacks and just um, as you hit hit will and dodge attacks, you will just gain moonlight, and that's like an energy form that you have to use, and every stage has a
okay.
different use for it. In phase one, you use it
I
to
see. I
switch
see.
between the mirror worlds. In phase two, you use it to be able to heal. Without it, you can't heal. And then in phase three, you use it to clear the webs from the map that seal people.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
every
I
stage is
see.
like a different use. Yeah. So in phase one, you're just spamming it all the time. You're just constantly able to heal. In phase two, you can just switch whenever you want. In phase one, you don't really have to time anything out. In phase three, the map is completely free of webs all the time because everyone just has insane amounts of moonlights to jump around. But then,
Yeah.
in Hardwell, you have to be way more meticulous in when do you use the points.
Gotcha. I think I watched a video about like will mechanics a while ago,
Mm-hmm.
but then I think like 10 minutes into the video it was like, oh, by the way, Will's level 250, and I was like level 210 at the time, so I was
Yeah.
like, screw this, like I'm not gonna watch a video on content that I'm probably not gonna unlock for like forever.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm 243 and I'm like farming quite a bit, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm getting to the point where like I could actually, get to will. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could set that goal for myself now.
You actually find maps to train in.
I'm in a guild, and we have a lot of we hold a lot of side paths actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm able to farm in side path quite a bit. It's like lazy farming, and like people tell me they get better rates in D cup or whatever, but I feel like D cup is way too much work. So yeah,
Yeah, depending on
I've
your
been
mood and depending on how intense you want to get.
yeah, and like previously I was like limiting myself and like not trying to level at all, but then I think with the recent KMS changes,
Mhm.
I'm right now I'm just trying to get to 247 as quickly as possible, and then like probably stay at 247 until the change, and then move on from there. Like maybe go to Lumina or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now I'm actually trying to level. So before I was like holding myself back.
Yep. Xenon is fucked for arcane drops. Oh yeah, because you can get both thief and pirate
Yeah,
drops, and then you don't even get
I
the
did
set
hear
bonus
that.
if you get unlucky. Yeah.
I heard people wait for like if they're going for drops, like they wait for the drop and then they correlate like what gear they get after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Never buy anything. Well, everyone should do that, right? Because you probably need
Yeah.
like one or two, at least two drops before you can even make the set, and then you see what blows up, and then you buy backups for whatever blew up, kind of thing. You don't,
Yeah.
you know, if you
I have
if you
almost
pre-buy,
enough.
then you'll get that drop the week after, and then feel bad.
Yeah, exactly. I think I have almost enough droplets to get the weapon, but I'm not even sure if I want to get the weapon anymore
On the Kanna?
because yeah, because I feel like like I don't
Yeah, I
really
wouldn't.
need like you said, I don't really need that high of a damage like
Mm-hmm.
to get into like hard will, hard lucid, and I feel like I could just if I'm patient enough, I'll eventually get a drop through that.
Yeah, and it would be like 2 pieces of equip worth on another character, right? If you're gonna play after that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Sakura, for the 9
9 months.
months, dude. Enjoy the baby bonnet.
I do really wish I could subscribe to you and stuff, but like my financial situation is not the best.
Well, I mean, whatever you can spare.
Yeah, don't worry. I watch every ad. I turn off my ad blocker
Exactly.
just for you.
That helps a lot. Thank you. Just your time and your view and your just your adoration in general just is good enough, man.
I feel like when I came back to Maple a few months ago, I vacuumed your content. Like literally every video I could see. Cuz like I like so much had changed since I came back, and I was so confused about everything, but I think your videos really helped.
Okay, cool. Well, let's see if it once we look over everything, we'll see if it rubbed off. I mean, your Legion is already looking pretty good, and where everything is makes sense.
Yeah, my crit
If
rate is
you're
just like
bossing.
that because that gets me to 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
like just enough.
I'm not gonna
and
tell
then-
you to like reposition the pieces to make it look better or something. Don't worry.
Yeah, it looks that's the arc piece right there. It looks a little awkward, but
Yeah. It's standing out all by itself.
yeah. I'm honoring it as
Yeah,
they say.
exactly. Yeah, it's like a statue, basically. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't buy the weapon drop, no, because the weapon can drop from both, so you have like statistically the highest chance of getting a weapon drop as well.
Like
And I think it also counts as a
how would you say
secondary
it is
for.
now?
That's
Yeah.
still very hard to say. I don't know that number.
Okay. Because I've heard some parties getting like one every run, and then at least one drop every run, and some parties still not getting any. So
Yeah.
I've had
Well,
conflicting information.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's more common now to get one drop in like, well, if you do like a Lucid and Will run, I
Yeah.
guess it's about, yeah, I guess it's more common now to get a drop than to get no drop at all.
Yeah.
But that does mean one equip on 6 people on 2 runs, so that's like 1 in 12, so that's like 8%. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know
think
if
my
that's somewhat
guildmates
accurate.
run it every week, and then the same person has been getting drops each week.
Yep, that's how it
So-
goes. You have one person who's like completely decked out, and then everyone else who's been running
Yeah.
as long or longer,
he's
it's like nothing.
Yeah. And then I was on last night, and then apparently he got a cape.
Yeah.
And then
People get
everyone was
mad.
everyone was like, Angelo never struggles. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, kick him out of the
Kick him
party.
out of the party. Yeah. Yeah. It's very. These things
Yeah,
definitely
I
happen.
thought
Yeah.
it was funny. And then one of my other friends was like, your success pains me or something like that.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Yeah. I remember. I think in the first year and a half that I was running the bosses on 2 characters, I didn't get a single drop, and I knew another person who started running, and in 3 months they got 3 drops.
Yeah.
It's just hard the comparison to be like, oh, this is really
Yeah.
merit based. This is really fair. The RNG is way too high.
Yeah, I remember my friends, like, they would sometimes have a fill and it'd be like a random.
Yep, and they would always get a drop.
Yeah, they would always get the drop. It was like clockwork every
Yeah.
time there was a rando, they would get it.
Yeah, same with our the run that I did with my hero. We had like a bunch of people who definitely like overpowered normal Lucid, wanted to start trying hard, and we added one other person who's not really playing that much anymore, but they have like a 245 and and they joined, but they played like the least out of everyone, so they quote unquote need the drop the least, and then the very first run they got a cape drop. It's like, obviously, that's how it always goes.
I mean, with Nexon, I'm not really surprised. Like, that would happen in Maple Story.
Nope. I mean, I just got my 3rd pap mark on my arc, and then I have 4 on my my DA.
They said the increased rates, and then I don't think any of my friends or I have gotten a pap mark.
Oh, I've gotten 2 since, so I've gotten 1.
Oh man. Transfer 1 over to me.
I've gotten 2 arcane drops and 2 pap marks since the change.
Dang.
But yeah, I've run on a lot of different characters, so I think I do 8. Well, yeah, I guess if you don't count, like if you do Lotus and Damien, do hard Lotus and a hard Damien, and then 2 hard Wills, 2 hard Lucids, and then another hard Lucid, and sometimes another hard Will. So if you add all that up, it's like 8 boss. I mean, then you can really start saying like, oh, 1 in 8 chance. But then if you have 8, then you have a pretty good chance of almost getting something every week. So.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't. Like it doesn't sound as good because it also spread over 8 characters.
But like if I play this game like super long term, I feel like, like how your playstyle is like really appealing to me actually. Like the bossing mules and like not having to farm. I think that's kind of a direction that I want to go in the future. But obviously, like that's a long way to go for me. But
well, yeah, that's something that you can build up. I mean, the Adele and the Arc, as boring as they can be or as fun as they can be, they're both I think they select very well to be bossing mules, to at least to be able to do CRA with them, which is a nice supplementary income every week. Yeah.
I think that's something that I could work on after I'm done with my Kanna, I think once I'm decided that I'm done with my Kanna, then I think that opens up a lot of other options, like time-wise, because I work until I'm on PST and I work till like around 7 or 8, so I really only have like 3-4 hours to play, which is a lot for some people, but for me, like I'm like grinding coins on like 6 different characters because I just want to take full advantage of the event, so that's really not a lot of time for me, but yeah, eventually I hope I'll get there.
Yeah, well, some events do soak up disproportionately more time. Other events you can skip a lot of it. Kind of depends if they're very stage stage dependent. For some it's like just really for early game characters, and then everyone else kind of doesn't get anything from it. Kind of deal.
Yeah, like I'm just like a huge sucker for like the free cosmetic stuff.
Okay,
I feel like that soaks up a lot of my time, and I know it's not like progression by any means, but like I've been trying to get those like sage outfits from the away coin shop for like 6 different characters, and that I don't know, that soaks up a lot of time.
That can take some time. Yeah.
I wish I didn't care about cosmetics, but like when I play like a character that like doesn't have like good NX, like it just feels, I don't know, I feel worse playing it, if that makes any sense. It's weird. I wish I didn't have that, but
well, that's why I play the Arc, because most of the time you're just transformed or dashing across the map so fast, or I'm looking at my
Yeah,
chat. I don't really look at my character.
like a red outline.
Yeah, it basically looks the same all the time anyway, so it's not that important for me at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
blessed with the not caring.
Yeah, like I was playing the Zero and I was like, Nexon must have intentionally made these characters really ugly because their faces are just horrendous.
And
And
two
like
of
I don't
them,
want
so
to
you can wear
spend.
the male NX and the female
Yeah,
NX,
I know,
and it doesn't
I
share
don't
with
want to
anyone.
spend
So.
twice the. Yeah, I don't want to spend twice the NX like trying to make them, look good or whatever, and like, yeah, Nexon was really smart about that one. I can see. Yeah, I can see how they could make a lot of money off of Zero.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, the not sharing, the double NX. It's really like a mystery why they didn't add it before, because money was just sitting there. With all the people complaining about not being able to work and being poor and shit, and then new style boxes, and you just see thousands of dollars just getting used on new boxes, and it's like, well, not seeing it here.
I remember there was an event like a long time ago where like, Nexon just gave away Gachapon tickets, and then that's how I got most of my NX.
That's soon. Maplehood Watch. There's another.
Is that coming up?
Yeah, there's a Maplehood Watch coming soon.
Okay.
Well, soon. I think it's the end of January, I believe.
Okay. I saw they advertised Scam Wagon again.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I heard people talking about that, yeah. No, it should be the end of the month somewhere would be Maplehood Watch, where you get like the... Was it like 3 NX boxes, and then per clear, per day, and per character, and then up to 5 times, and then 5 like Gachapon boxes, and those have like a chance of giving... Cygnus and Empress and sometimes wealth and experience potions, I believe.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look out for that. For sure.
Yeah, I think it was in the event calendar in the game already, but it's like quite a while from now.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, January 27th until February 9th. So that's gonna be. Right after the current event, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, avatar boxes. Hopefully they have some nice new NX in there.
Do we know what's the next like major event after this? Is it just the level 260 region?
I mean, Neo and stuff will be coming this summer, most likely, right? So that's like July, end of June, July, August, like around there. We don't know if they're bringing back Dark Lords of Darkness, maybe Wandroid, maybe Lab Server 2.0. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that they could squeeze in there.
Yeah, I have no heart right now, so Wandroid will be nice. I thought about getting the Lithium Heart, and I was like, do I really want to spend all these mesas trying to get it to Legendary just for like extra 6 or 9% stat? Like.
Yeah, the full moon event is possible. The full moon market stuff. A lot of the job balancing recently, they've stopped doing all of the individual job balancings, and they've just kind of like bunched them together and then done them all in one go. I don't know if that's going to be a general trend that they continue, or if they're going to do it one at a time. I think it depends on how much or like how many changes there are. I think there's one bunch of like decently sized changes, and then there's a few that almost nothing changes. So they might bunch them all together, or leave them all out depending on where they where the schedule it fits.
Yeah, knowing about like future KMS job balance challenges or changes are like really weird for me because I'm a Kanna. So I literally have I have there's no information about Kanna.
Yeah, no. If JMS gets something, they usually get it before us, but like 3 or 4 days before us. So it's not really worth getting super worked up or like reading everywhere, because we'll probably just get it almost in the same week. So
yeah, it's always a mystery. They could maybe change Kanna, not even tell us. Like with the damage thing with the summons.
Yep.
And then I just like discover it the day after.
And no matter what changes, Tengu's gonna break most likely every time.
Yeah, I feel like
that seems to happen just always.
Every time they fix Kanna, like Tengu has been involved somehow.
Yeah, I mean, either when it wasn't supposed to, it just breaks.
Yeah, and not that I know. Like people told me I should like weave in Tengu, through my Shikigami haunting, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, most of the time I feel lazy. Like if I'm like really min-maxing my damage, I will. But
Yeah, it's
like
more of
most
a
of the time,
min-maxy thing, yeah, for sure.
yeah, most of the time I don't really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not the end of the world if you don't. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to your Legion, if you were gonna go to 8K, do you have like a general sense of which characters you'll do first and how you go about it?
Um, I've been so I terror burned my Mercedes,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm terror burning my Evan right now. It's at 206. So I'm getting those out of the way to hopefully like level up faster after. But
Mm-hmm.
beyond that, I don't know if maybe I should get like the harder to level characters out of the way first, or maybe the easier ones first, or maybe to like interweave them so I don't get burnt out one way or the other. So
Yeah. Um.
yeah,
Well, I think in general it's a good idea to go for the ones with the good level 3 links. You know,
yeah,
because if you're looking at 8K Legion, you're looking at pretty much level 200 everything. So between 200 and 210 at least, especially now getting 4 fifth job skills, that makes it actually a pretty small difference. So it's probably
yeah.
more efficient to just get those 210s out first, and then once you have that, then all the other characters, weak or strong, will just be they will just level up a lot faster, having that
Yeah,
solid
that makes
foundation of
sense.
the experience. As long as you focus experience, crit rate, and crit damage, like those are super important. So
Yeah, I know the DA level 3 link is pretty strong,
mm-hmm.
but oh my god, like I think DA was the only Legion character I leveled that I did not enjoy.
Okay, well, if that's the only one, that's pretty good. Most people hate a bunch of them, so
Yeah, the rest were okay. Like they were doable, but DA was like the one where I was like, oh my god, I just can't wait to get to 140 and like never play this again.
never play again.
But
Okay,
I
so
think like if there's a like another Terror Burn in the future, like I think that's one of my prime picks for it because I
mm-hmm.
think Terror Burn is really I like Terror Burn because it gives you like free nodes and like extra help from 200 to 210.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't know. I feel like my damage was like one of the main things because I was like 10 shotting mobs at like level 130, and it was pretty rough. So I
That is
think
pretty
if I
rough,
get
yeah.
like the if I get like the fake CRA and other stuff,
Mm-hmm.
if they have that in the future, Terror Burn, I think that would really help.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps. I think in general, just having a strong legion and your link skill set to your character is kind of the way that we fund things in Reboot, right? Because we don't
Yeah,
really have the ability to make training gear or something. We just have
yeah,
to,
exactly.
yeah, we have to fund them from the outside. So that's how you get them. How you get them stronger is by getting that big legion in there.
That one day without Legion, that was a rough day of play for me.
Yeah, yeah. Then you
I
notice how
was like,
much you rely on it, huh?
yeah, I was like, what's going on? I have like 70% crit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so weird.
You notice how big a
Yeah.
difference is when you don't hit 100 crit, right?
Yeah, and like even like I didn't realize that the Legion was bugged, and I started a new character, and I was like, wait, I can't one shot these like low level mobs anymore. This is so weird.
It's so strange, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
welcome to beginner life.
Yeah, I'm used to like doing like 5k crits on like orange mushrooms when I'm like level 20.
Yeah. Instead, you're hitting like 1,000 or 2,000. You're like, wait,
Yeah,
huge difference.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. Then you realize how big a Legion is, and it's still gonna get bigger because you'll have more access. Basically, once you get to 8K and all the stuff is there, you'll fill out
Yeah.
pretty much the entire boss damage on top of what you have now.
Yeah. I feel like I actually run out of like if I'm actually farming throughout the week, I run out of Legion coins really fast. So
Yeah.
I really want I do want to build up my raid power so I can actually get coins, get more coins and
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, because people are always like, "Oh, you have 115,000 coins." Like, dude, if I go hard, like during the Celestial Blessing, I went hard for a week. No,
yeah.
I went hard for 3 weeks out of the 4, and I spent I think I spent 24,000 coins. It's like
4,000.
so like if I want to, and if I really have
That's
like
insane.
incentive to train, I could drain those probably in like 3 months. I could be completely out of coins.
Yeah.
So
I think from like an outside perspective, like someone could see like the number of coins you have and be like, oh, he'll never run out. But I feel like it's like when you're really training and like really farming, like it's so easy to run out.
Yep. Yeah. Well, not easy. You do have to use quite a bit,
I mean,
but yeah, it's faster than you think for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I was like during like I had like a week and a half off for from work for the holidays, and I had like 2k coins, and I was like, oh, this will last me like the week and a half, and no, like after 5 days I was almost out, and it was.
Yep. Yeah, you can miss. Yeah, if you add it all up, all the little bits, it does definitely add up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. But yeah, focus the good level 3 links to 210, and then all the ones that you like the least, keep those latest, because that's when they are at their strongest, because all the other characters will be done before them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. So I guess that brings us to the link skills. So this is your bossing setup right now?
Yeah, that's mainly what I used. Yeah.
Light wash. Yeah, create an ID or your main things that you need.
I watched some of the progression sessions you did, and I think you talked about like the Explorer Mage link. I don't know if that's good for Kannas.
Yeah, you have a lot of debuffs, so it'll trigger. Well, sorry, you don't need that for that. My bad. But yeah, it's ID and damage, so that's nice.
Okay.
In this setup, it would be like the closest, but an upgrade to something like Bravado.
Yeah, Bravado.
or Tide of Battle. If if it's difficult to keep Tide of Battle up, then it would be an increase for that.
Yeah, for Lucid, like phase 2, Tide of Battle is usually up. Phase 1, it's like, you know, on and off. Like sometimes I'm standing still, and then sometimes I would do like 10 golems go on top of me, so I have to move.
Do you have the Kadena link?
I do have the Kadena link. What is the Kadena link do again?
So if you debuff, if you hit a monster that is debuffed at all, you gain 6% damage, and then if you're higher level than the target, you gain another 6%. So you debuff all the time.
Do Kanna's like skills count as debuffs?
Yeah, if it's like an effect that floats over the boss, that counts as a debuff. Or if it's like a visual change, like if the boss turns blue because of the ice effects or something, that counts as debuffs.
Yeah, I thought only those were debuffs. Okay, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I add my Kadena link, what do you think I should take out?
Well, I haven't seen your ID yet, so technically I can't say that yet. With 88 visual, I'll probably switch it out with a Tide of Battle, so you have it like guaranteed up.
Yeah.
I
think my ID goes to like 90, 92 maybe with my familiars. I have 2 ID familiars.
Nice.
But still, Kanna ID is a struggle.
Yeah, the ID, the crit rate those are generally pretty low.
Yeah.
And the stance, the knockback, those are like the 3 things.
I used to play without Mihail Link, and now that I play with it,
you can't go back.
So bad every time it's on cooldown.
Yeah, that's another one of those where level 3 is very nice. The uptime is very close to 100% with a little bit of buff duration.
Yeah, people say they hate Mihail, but I actually enjoyed like getting it to. I think it's at 150 right now. I actually enjoyed the character. I don't know. It was like I don't
think they're too bad. No, they're definitely different. They're very different from a lot of other classes, but I wouldn't say that they're bad.
Yeah. Like even when I was mobbing, I would play like a little mini game with myself and like see if I can proc Royal Guard.
Yeah. It's a bit easier now too. They increased the time window for that by a bit.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I haven't tried it since then, but I definitely will eventually get it to level 3 Link.
Yeah, I guess it would be Yeah, Tide of Battle for Kadena, and then Bravado for the mage link.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And if you need the extra ID still from Bravado, you could also see if you replace it with terms and conditions. Probably keep terms and conditions more for when you're solo bossing and you want to do all your burst damage, but then when you're team bossing, maybe keep the IED, because I think in general that'll just make your damage probably go up a little bit more.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
we'll see if we'll get some ID from other stuff in the process, and then maybe you can just do those two switches and keep it like that.
Yeah. The zero link, I should never use the zero link, right?
It's basically the same as Bravado, but Bravado gives you a little
Okay.
bit more damage on your very first hit, so technically it's a little bit better. Because the damage reduction from the zero link doesn't work on percentage damage, so therefore it's
Oh,
pretty useless.
okay. So it's
Yeah.
doesn't do much.
If that worked on percentage damage, then it would be like best in slot, right? That and the Pirate Blessing is what everyone would use, because that would give you like insane survivability on bosses, maybe even over something like Spirit of Freedom or something. Because then you're never
that
really,
would be pretty broken.
Yeah, that combined with the healing from familiars, and everyone would be pretty much immortal. It's like you'll have that non-reboot, the rings of the what is it, the ring with the shield, Breath of Divinity. It'll almost be like you have that, because you always have like a shield for incoming damage. Yeah, that'd be busted.
How much of a priority do you think it is to get healing familiars for Hardwell?
It's good to have at least one that gives some kind of healing. The bigger the better. Yeah, everyone should have at least one out, so that it definitely in the beginning when you're practicing the boss, it increases everyone's survivability by quite a bit. And sometimes the runs get buggy and laggy, especially the last weeks. So having a little bit of an extra buffer, and because the problem is with Will, like I said, you need the Moonlight, right? And then in phase 3, you need the Moonlight to cleanse the webs. And if you don't, then people get sealed in the webs. You get pushed to the side if there's a web. Then you can't move for a bit. You can't use any skills. And then he does a skill where he wants you to use a movement skill. And if you're locked, then you can't do it. Then you insta die.
Gotcha.
And the fewer people you have, the fewer people that are building Moonlight. And as a result, you go down in cleanses, and if you go down in cleanses, more people get locked, more people die, even more people die out. You have no more cleanses. The whole map turns into a spider web, and you can't even clear. So then it can kind of snowball out of control.
Okay, makes sense.
But yeah, those are probably the only two changes I would do for the bossing setup. And for the mobbing setup, you just change the ID and the bossing ones for your experience ones, I guess.
Yeah, I changed it for the experience ones, and then I don't really need like extra damage. I think when I'm mobbing, I seem to one shot everything in Arcana at least, without any damage links. Like one time I forgot I even had like my links on a different character.
Right.
And then I was still one-shotting, so I don't think I really need them.
Yeah, as long as you keep your crit rate high so that all of your own skills at least crit, then you're fine.
Yeah. I think my nodes are almost, like, they're like level 23, level 24, so they help a lot too.
Yeah, I think some people purposefully don't use their experience links on their Kanna so they can level more slowly, so they can stay in Arcana longer or something. They have to suicide less if they get their experience lower.
I think with the changes in KMS, I feel like it's like inevitable that I will overlevel past 247.
Oh yeah.
So like I feel like, I'd rather get 247. Get the extra damage. I can do like less damage reduction to Hardwell.
To Will, yeah,
and
exactly.
And like get there faster rather than level slowly now and like eventually have like be at the same point when the change comes anyway.
Yeah. No, that's true. That makes sense. You can at least use those levels for the time being.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you're using the 4 boost node setup.
Yeah, they're like technically not quote unquote perfect tri nodes, but they have the skills and then twice.
Oh yeah. That's fine because you have 4 slots. There is like a third set of tri nodes that some people get if they main Kanna, but I don't know if you want to get to that point.
Yeah, it's like Vanquisher's Charm, the Nine-Tailed Fox, and I want to say Doppelganger.
Yeah, Doppelganger.
Yeah.
It's because those two end up doing a lot of damage if you're really maining your character and you get like very very strong and you want to do harder bosses solo, then you get a lot of damage from those two. The first one and the last one specifically. Nine-Tailed Fox not as much, but that's like, you have to fill it up with something. So.
Yeah, I noticed when like my friend has that set up, and he has less stats across the board than me.
Hmm.
And he seems to have an easier time at bosses. And I was like, oh, what's up? And then he showed me his uh V matrix, and I saw that he had those extra tri nodes.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, in the future, like when I farm, I get quite a bit of node stones. So I think that's definitely that's
Yeah, well, it's
definitely something
good.
I
That
can look
allows you to get
into.
other characters to the point where they can do some fun stuff pretty quickly. So that
Yeah,
is nice.
I actually had these 6 skills divided across 6 different nodes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, oh, like it wouldn't be that hard to consolidate them, and then it was, oh my god, it took way more node stones than I ever imagined to get these 4 to the level they are.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that, because like they were all like sitting at like level 12, because I was using like 3 different nodes for each skill.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
um
Mm-hmm.
but then I didn't realize like how much more exp you needed to like push to like
Yeah, yeah.
25.
It's not quite exponential as in power of 2 or something, but it does go up by quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
The
but
funniest part is when
you
you're
know
like, oh, let me max out all of my skill nodes. It's like, okay, let's. I mean, how many should I open? Like 300, and then you do 300, and then everything goes from like level 7 to level 14. You're like, okay, let's do another 300, and then you go to level 17, and you're like, okay, let's do another 300, and then they're like level 19, and like, oh shit. Before you know it, you're like
yeah, I
2,000
just
nodes in.
yeah I just got my domain up there, and now I was like if I get the rest
Yeah.
like from opening random nodes, like sure I'll level them, but I wasn't going to try to actively level them up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, the spirit lady, the blue spirit lady, is quite nice because her uptime also increases by quite a bit. So,
Yeah, she does help a lot. I feel like when she's up, I just can't die. Unless it's like a one hit KO. Like I
she,
just insta heal anything.
mm-hmm.
It's pretty nice.
So speaking of which, with all of that, like you know about the how to like charge your domain quickly, right?
Yeah. Turn on Yuki and then Vanquishers.
Yeah, exactly. So like during boss fights, that's pretty much what you need to communicate. I mean, you need to like check if everyone's burst skills are ready and everything, right? Make sure everyone's prepped,
Yeah.
and then like call out that you're charging. Then everyone knows that there's like 10 seconds. And then if it's charged, then you just bind it right away. Give it the big foot, and then you just check where people are standing, and then you put one of the barriers that gives boss damage. You put that one,
Yeah.
you put that one on top of people, and then that's like the main thing to do.
I think that's generally what I've been doing in Norm Lucid. I think
Mhm.
honestly, after 5, 10, 15, it feels like my party can move on to Hard Lucid, because
They might make
I
some
don't know
big
how.
gains, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much harder Hard Lucid is, but I think Norm Lucid we clear in like I want to say like 3, 4 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
like pretty fast. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's actually fast, but
that's pretty fast. The thing is, yeah, I heard Lucid got a big dump in or like a big nerf, I guess, in how much HP she had. The main thing is that if you're pretty strong, then phase 1 gets a lot easier because the golems take normal damage. They have more HP, but they take normal damage, so they actually can die very quickly. So that's very nice.
yeah.
You
I
die to
I
dragons
think I
less,
saw
that
in a
kind of stuff.
video, and I was like, wait, you guys don't do like 500 damage to these golems?
Yeah, they actually take full damage. Yeah. That's pretty
I
cool,
know
and that's when
it's
the like using Tengu and everything comes in as well, right? Is when people
yeah
want you to use it because you need the extra lines to kill the golems faster. But in phase 2, if everyone's carrying their weight, in phase 1 on hard lucid, if everyone's carrying their weight, then they're still dying very quickly. So then it's not as much
yeah
pressure on you. You can still do it, but
exactly. Yeah, makes sense.
the main thing is for phase
Okay.
2. Phase 2 will be a lot slower because she has a decent amount of HP, and then sometimes you might get a little bit in trouble with being able to cleanse in time. If you're so the way you'll know that your phase 3 is going to be tricky, it depends on your team composition, right? I don't know what your team
hmm
comp is looking like right now.
We have a hero, a Night Lord, um, a second Kanna, and a Pathfinder, and the last one I believe is What's the last one? The last one always changes because the person keeps switching out, switching back in.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I can't seem to remember what the last one is.
Okay, no problem. So with the hero, with two Kannas and with the hero and Night Lord, you're pretty burst heavy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what that probably means is as long as everyone just survives and is fine, that if you can get through phase 2, then you can probably clear phase 3.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of the damage in phase 2 is going to depend on how well the Night Lord can confirm their burst, right? Because if she flies around out of a bind, then there's a lot of damage lost, and the hero is very burst heavy as well. So it's going to be like more uneven. The distribution among your damage in phase 2 is going to be uneven. So what you want to definitely do is not cleanse too soon and kind of like save up the cleanses. Maybe tank a Toho a little bit earlier. And then if you have a bunch of cleanses, use one, and then make sure that you don't. Because what might happen is that during a burst, you take out like 3 HP, like 2 HP bars. And then in between, you only take like half of one out until the burst is back or something. If your damage is too like luster between, you do have a second domain though, so that might even it out a little bit, increase your final damage during the off burst. So that could be good enough. But
it's pretty nice because I feel like when we run, like domain has like we have it up at least like 80% of the time.
Yeah, it's good coverage. I think you have 3 Kannas, you have 100% uptime.
Of that's what I heard. But my team really didn't want a third Kanna, so
I don't know, man. You get a lot of fans. So if you notice that in phase 2 that you start like having to do a lot of Tohos because you don't have cleanses at all, then it might be necessary that whatever person is the 6th person in the party, that you take something with some more DPM there, so you can even out your damage outside of the burst. And if you have like one bad burst bind, that doesn't mean that you're gonna get in trouble with a bunch of Tohos, and because those are generally okay, and no one should quote unquote die during that. But it is probably one of the most annoying things that people do end up dying in. So
what are Tohos?
That's basically like the bullet hell stage, where you start like flying through the sky.
Okay.
I don't think.
I see.
Normal has that as well, right?
Yeah, but I think.
But you guys don't have it. Yeah, you're super fast and you cleanse fast, yeah. But with hard, what I was saying, like with hard, the one thing that you do if you move from normal to hard and you have a pretty bursty party, what can happen is that you end up in a bunch of Tohos.
Okay, because like you have trouble getting the cleanse for each HP bar.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have a DPM heavy party and you're getting Tohos because you have no cleanses, then you pretty much know that you're not going to be able to clear phase 3.
Okay, I see. That makes sense.
Yeah, so for you, it's not necessarily an indication that it's going to get super difficult unless every single bar is like a struggle. Then you might be like too close. But if you're clearing normal in like 3 to 4 minutes, then I assume that you can take a huge swing at it, because I'm assuming that everyone is like around 250.
No, yeah. I don't think we never coordinate our bursts. Like we're on a call together, but we're just like.
You will have to do that for hard though. Like you definitely can't like just exactly. Let's just throw some shit out. I can do that for hard on my party now with my arc, where like we started our burst on 3 bars left of phase 2, and then we just went through the whole thing, like the last 3 bars plus phase 3, like in one burst.
Wow.
Like we could do that, crazy. But like because we have a ridiculously strong party, we got like a
arc burst
Demon
is
Slayer
pretty insane.
hero.
Like even when I was doing like low, like just like medium to
starting 5th job
level bosses. Yeah. Like I really like the arc burst.
Yeah, you put the beast down and it just chomps like 80% of a boss, and you're like, it just.
Yeah, one time I forgot I had my graphics up, and I put the, the beast or what is that new 5th job skill?
Yeah, the eternally starving beast. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost crashed me because there are like so many lines.
If there are multiple targets, then it just severely lags because it activates like 24 times or something. So.
Yeah, and it activates like your spell bullets too, does it?
I think so. Yeah, there was something. I do see some stuff flying around.
Like 50 spell bullets like came out of me and like shot through the map, and it like I was frozen for like a good 3 seconds.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the beginning when the Dawn Warrior, the Eclipse skill came out, and then they used that one They had like 3 people using it in the same map, and the client just closed.
Oh man.
Client was like, "Nope,
Yeah.
I ain't doing that shit. Too many lines."
Yeah. Like my potato computer can't really handle
Mm-hmm.
high graphics.
Oh, we have a new PogChamp emote. Oh no, wait, I still have the old one. Wait, how are you doing that? Wait, let me refresh my chat. Is there a new PogChamp, guys?
Oh yeah, it is a new podcast.
Oh, it is a new one. Oh, this one.
Weird.
I like this one better.
Really? What? Who?
Well, better than the previous one, like the one just before this.
Oh yeah.
Not than the original. I mean, it still has, despite
I
the
didn't know
dude
they-
being really cringe, it still has special place in my heart, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize that they changed the emote.
Yeah, the guy was really fucking conspiracy theory crazy Trump lover.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was like copying basically all the weird shit that Trump said about like the masks not really working and about we should all get hydroxychloroquine and stuff, even though Trump didn't even get it when he got sick.
I mean,
and
isn't that the ideal plan?
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And then now he was basically advocating for more violence on the Capitol and stuff. So it was like, yeah, time for Twitch to like cancel him and take his emote away.
Yeah, didn't like someone die during that? I
Yep,
heard someone got like a lady got shot.
Yeah, someone got shot. Yeah, a veteran.
Oh man.
The irony there is.
I'm glad I'm across the country.
I'm glad I'm across the pond. More distance in between.
Yeah.
5 died? Wait.
Yeah, America. Yeah. Oh, 5.
More afterwards? Like people who were injured or something?
Wow, that's really sad. Oh yeah, don't look at that inventory too closely.
and Trump's Twitter is banned now on.
Oh, I mean, I'm surprised it wasn't banned like when he started.
Like 4 years ago, yeah.
Like I remember one time he tweeted like Fifi or like people like were like reading like so much into it. They're like, oh, what does this mean? And like it was probably like a butt tweet or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember Kafifi. Yeah, he was probably googling for coffee or something, and then accidentally tweeted
probably.
She was
yeah, as you
queuing
can see, I'm quite the hoarder.
I see. So yeah. So well, but that can't be a good thing, dude. It can definitely be a detriment as well. As long as you don't do it IRL. Don't save like the newspapers
when
from.
I want to go to 21 stars, I think. That would be really useful. But for now, you know, I don't even have 17 stars yet, so it's just taking up space right now. But I think in the future it'll help for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea to set like a max as well of like how many of something do you want to keep, because I think you have.
Yeah, I recently got rid of like 15 pink beam belts because I was like,
yeah,
do I really need like 40 backups?
Yeah, no, yeah. If you, I mean, you can look at the numbers, right? Have you used the Stopforce calculator before? You can kind of check how many booms you're looking at. I
used it a while ago, and like the average to like 21, 22 stars is like, I think maybe 3.
Yeah, I think off event 30% off. That's like, which is like the highest chance for booming. I think it's like 8. That's like the worst case scenario on like the
Okay, I think my luck so far in Maple has been pretty good. So I don't think I'll get to 8, but you know, you never know.
Well, that's what I thought when I did my shoulders.
Oh yeah, I watched your marksman star forcing, and that is what I aspire to get.
Yeah, well, good luck.
That was insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you're 30% off to 22 without any safeguarding, and the median booms is 8 and the average is 12. Oh, wow. And one guy boomed 100. One guy boomed 113 times.
That one guy did not have a good time.
Wow.
For sure.
86 bill.
You know, I'm trying to be on that 0 boom.
Yeah, you're trying. Yeah. You want to be that guy who spends 800 mil? Boom, 22.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Exactly. The lowest end of the spectrum.
I think it changes a lot if you just go down to 22, though. Yeah, then you have medium boom 4, average 6.5.
What is it?
Yeah.
What about like 17 to 22?
If you already have 17 during like 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, I think most of my equips will be 17 already.
Yeah, it seems like 4 to 6.
Okay. Still kind of high.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Uh, man.
But if you check like 19 or something, it's way low. See, like
Yeah.
average, like even average is like just under 1.
Yeah. People. I don't know if it's like from personal experience, but like people have told me that 20 to 22 feels a lot better than 15 to 20.
I mean, yeah, it's only 2 stars versus 5, so it probably feels better. I don't know. 20 to
But
21 is really
isn't the
rough if you boom it.
doesn't the boom rate jump to like 7% or something?
Yep. Yep. But you're not dropping
Yeah.
down, right? So you're just looking for 2
Oh yeah,
successes
that's
in a
true.
row. That's it. Just 2 in a row.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's the same
Like,
success rate at 15 to 17. So you're basically looking for a 15 to 17 roll, success-wise.
Yeah, I think that's also something I wanted to talk to you about. Like once I get all my items to 17 stars, like what's the next upgrade that makes sense?
Yeah, okay, for crit rate you're at 99. You're getting hyperstat points. Are you planning to put the last hyperstat points somewhere? Are you planning to take the IED or?
I heard from someone that like you're supposed to like if you really want to like min max, you like throw it into a calculator. So I was planning to maybe do that, but I think for now I think IED would help the most.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably throw it into IED.
That seems like the play here. Yeah, calculator and stuff, that's usually what I do for like 260 plus or something. Because the thing with a calculator is it looks at the best situation for you right now in that instance. But that doesn't necessarily mean...
over time, right?
Yeah, it keeps moving. So
yeah,
you could also put it into a calculator to see like, this is what I think I'm going to get to eventually. And then see how different the one situation is from the other one, for example.
Yeah. I see.
And you can see like, oh, that's very close, so I'll just set it now, or that's very far away, so I'll just set it now and then set it again then. The good thing is though with hyperstats, it's just 10 mil and you can redo them. A lot of people just redo them for mobbing, for example. They just go full on percentage experience and then crit damage and then crit rate if needed. And then that's how they,
I think I have 10 in experience right now.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been mobbing generally, and I don't think my parties need my damage right now.
No, exactly.
They seem to. I feel like they could run by themselves, but I'm like the main coordinator for our party, so.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you have someone to do like the main call outs and stuff. It's easier if it's the Kanna because you're probably also doing the cleanses, and so you have a more.
Yeah, exactly.
You see a lot more stuff, so you have a better overview of the map.
Yeah.
So familiar wise, you had 2 IED ones, and then you still
IED ones.
Looking for a healing one, right?
Yeah, I have one that does like small healing for parties. I don't know if that's like if that does very much at all.
There's something. For something like Will, it's better than nothing for sure.
Okay, yeah. So I have that, but I like through my Legion mules. I feel like I get a lot of familiar cards, so I just have to open those up. Yeah, I know. My main, I just like really like the IED. I feel like it helps a lot, and like eventually I'm gonna re-roll, so like it's actually 2-line magic attack.
No, I get it, because you can't get any ID from your secondary as the only class in the game, so that's shit. And then your emblem is 2-line with a line of crit, which is you don't want to roll over that in this situation, so you get ID on your weapon. Yeah, that's basically your only option.
Yeah. I have the budget magic attack on my weapon right now.
Yeah, magic attack for 10 character levels. Yeah. Is that a tier? What's the magic attack again? Isn't it 90?
Like tier 4 or 5, I think.
What's it, tier 6 again? Is it like 96 or something for tier 6?
I think so. It's pretty up there.
Yeah, because magic attack in general is very high.
Yeah, if they converted some of that attack power flame into the magic attack, that'd be great.
97. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
I have this
I'm
one.
at tier 5.
Yeah. Yes, with a 6% all stat, so that's definitely not too bad. And 20
Yeah,
intellect
yeah.
up there. Oh.
I saw it and I was like, I'll keep this.
Uh-huh. Is it flame on
Yeah.
your... It's the same as what you have on your
Yeah, I think it has the
406? Yeah, it's the
same.
same magic attack, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. Du-du-du.
yeah. I think flaming is like one area. Like I've thrown into the. I think your community made a flame calculator.
Yep.
A flame score calculator, and I've used that. And like I think with Star Force and cubing, I have like quite a bit of luck. But with flaming, it is really
Just a
hard for
no-go.
me to get good flames. Like it's
Okay.
really rough.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You do have a lot
so
of
like a
outs,
lot
though,
of
that are okay because of all the HP and MP, right? So
yeah, that's
initially it's
true.
very
But
easy to get something that's decent, but then to get actual good is another story.
yeah, that's why a lot of my equips they're sitting at I think like 70-ish,
Mm-hmm.
75-ish flame
Mm-hmm.
score, and
That's
like
not bad.
I know your progression guide says like 95. Like when as I get closer to 250, like
Yep.
95 is where I want to be at. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I used to get like one or two flames every day, and now I'm like sometimes like most days I get zero, so it's
Yep. I've seen a chat for
even more
Ramaru.
rough.
Poor Ramaru got gutted.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an intentional change or Nexon
Nah,
accidentally slipped during
it
the code.
it just copy paste from JMS.
Yeah,
We had there was like a month period or something where basically the flame drop rate of almost every single boss was the same as Ramaru. So I'd be like
yeah,
running hard Von Leon and shit as a daily just to get so many flames, and then like I don't know, like a month later it just stopped again. So I was like, okay, well I guess we go back to the
yeah,
old dailies. So at this point
yeah.
they
That
have
was
no
also what
communication, no announcement, no insight whatsoever. So we just
yeah, typical Nexon.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, is it? I was going to ask you, like, is it worth buying the flames from the Genesis shop and like flaming through that, or is that not really worth it?
It can be to a certain extent, yeah. If you're looking at like literal billions and billions to get like a better potential or to get to higher
Yeah,
star force, at that point, if there's about 20, 25 stat you can get on almost every single item, and there's like more than
yeah,
10 items, then you're looking at a possible 300 stat increase there, then it can be worth it. I mainly use
that's
it
true.
myself for the weapon to try to min-max there on the magic attack, because that's just disproportionately so much better than all the other stuff.
Yeah,
And then maybe on
I
the
see.
like Dominator pendants, pup marks, things that I'm gonna transpose. That's usually where I buy, and then for the rest, I just use the bossing ones, and it just slowly get them up over time.
Yeah. Right now, I feel like I've been really scared lately because I've so little flames that I've been
Mhm.
throwing all my flames on the Dom pendant,
Yeah. Mhm.
and like man, I just want to like I don't even care about like 105, 110. I just want to get 100. And, like
Yep.
I think my closest has been like 89 or something like that.
Yeah. That's yeah. If you had 99, you'd probably
Yeah.
keep it, but like 89 is.
Yeah, 89 is like I could squeeze like a little bit more.
How's the HP? Do you know like by heart like a stack of HP, stack of MP? Like how much does that look like?
Uh, it's not bad. It's pretty up there actually.
Because
But I
it's a
don't think
huge chunk,
I
right?
know the numbers by heart.
What was it 25, 2520 and 2100? And was it like a 5 here? Of course it would be 69. Yep, 69.32. Yeah,
That
so you're
that was
looking for
not
like no,
that
look-
wasn't intentional.
nah.
No, yeah, I think I had 89 before that, and then I reflamed it, trying to
Mhm.
get something better, but no luck.
No dice, no. If you had like 30 intellect or like 24 intellect with this, then you'd be
Yeah,
really close. Yeah.
I I got a Dom pendant the other day, and it was 72 strength, 5% all stat,
Yep. Of course.
and
Mages get strength all the time.
oh man,
It's
that
rough,
was
yeah.
that was rough to see.
The best flame I ever got on all of that stuff was also like on my arc. I got a mage roll. I think it was 52 intellect with 6
Yeah,
magic attack and 6% all.
Yeah, it's almost like Nexon does it on purpose.
Mm.
Like getting defense lines with Dex. It's
Oh
almost
yeah.
like it's planned.
Yeah. And HP and MPs together all the time.
Yeah. It's pretty.
It's not a
I don't know.
coincidence.
It's
It's
weird.
it's like jump and percent all stat in the flames.
Yeah.
Those are together so much as well.
Okay, yeah. And I recently got my superior earrings as a drop, and I have enough coins to buy the belt.
Nice. Does that get you to 4 set?
Yeah, that gets me to 4 set.
Okay. Oh yeah, you have the ring. Wait, is this? No, this is the. Wait, cracked solid event. That's a cracked one, right? Yeah.
No, that one's solid. No, that one's superior actually. The bottom one.
Really?
And then yeah, it's
a weird glow color.
And then the top one is solid.
Yeah, the other one is solid. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, purplish. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a reinforcer cracked ring.
Oh, okay. Dude, it's such a different color than here, though. Right?
Yeah, it's weird. Like.
The glow here is like orange, and then here the glow is very clearly yellow greenish.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how that works, but
oh well, that's fine. And you rolled 27 already on that, so that's very nice.
Yeah, it actually tiered up into 27, which is really nice.
We take those.
Yeah, exactly.
No
and then I
questions
think
asked.
I recently got like a couple weeks ago, I got like 5 item drop, meso drop hybrid items.
Yeah, I saw some of those. Very, very nice.
Yeah, I got those, believe it or not, in one session. It was crazy.
Good. Yeah, well, you have some very good, like the pendant, the eye in the face are very good on intellect. That's a lot of stat there.
Yeah, the horntail pendant, that was meant to be drop gear.
Of course, yeah.
Of course it rolled 27%.
Of course it did, yeah.
I had to keep it.
Makes sense. So the main...
Yeah, so I feel like my farming gear, I for sure, on the M set, I'm at like 200% equip drop plus degree pendant.
With 100% meso as well?
Yeah, with 100% meso.
That's perfect. Yeah.
I have 20% meso IA, 10% drop. I'm pretty set for farming. I think right now it's just my bossing set that needs work.
Right. Okay. And then backups, you have decent dineros, you have some coins, you're still buying.
Yeah,
coins
I've been
with
doing
the old.
commercy again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. You need some backup there for sure. And you have the belt and the earring. Oh yeah, so that extra 30 IED, 30 boss is gonna come in to really hammer it home.
That would feel really good. I'm just waiting for 5, 10, 15 so I can get... I already built my reinforced earrings to 15 stars doing 30% off. And then my pink beam belt is at 15 too. So I just want the guaranteed 16 before I transfer.
You had 40 bill, you said, right?
Yeah. I did quite a bit of farming during the holidays.
Yep. That does mean that you can definitely go hard on your CRA gear, right? Because I assume you have a bunch of backups for that.
Yeah, I have like maybe like 150.
Yeah, like yeah, crazy numbers. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Wait, is your CRA still 15?
There's 16 right
16.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, and it's already legendary. Yeah, never mind. Because what some people do, if their CRA at this position is like 15 star and epic, what some people do is they just open up all of their CRA stuff and look for something with really good flames, and then just Star Force that instead.
Oh, okay.
That way you get like a bunch of flames for free. But if it's already legendary and already 16, then I wouldn't do that. It's not like that's not more.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be better value.
So do you think it's better to do CRA to like maybe 21 stars rather than get like different items to 17 then 18 then 19?
Yeah. For certain items that you have a lot of backups for, so CRA, and I would say the belt as well. For those, I think you can aim very high. The thing with the belt is what you don't want to do is like get it, do like to 16, transfer 16, 17, and then get it legendary, get good lines, and then the next event, then try to push it to 21. When you already have the money and the backups now, you might as well try it the first go. You save yourself having to get back up to legendary again.
Yeah. I think to 15 stars I've been pretty lucky, so hopefully that holds You know, I doubt it will, but hopefully it
Just
will.
yeah, I mean, you just have to click a lot. You just pray to
Yeah,
RNGs, just click a
yeah.
lot. Yeah.
It's like, from 15 to 20, do you usually start catch or do you?
I usually start catch like 18 and up, like 18 to 19, 19 to 20, and then
18? Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. Yeah,
up to 18, I
I,
just yeah disable it so it
I've
doesn't
seen a lot of
speed up.
KMS people do that, like fail stacking thing, and I think that's just that seems so bogus to me.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know if it's bogus or not, because if it works, you don't know
Yeah,
if it actually worked, and if it doesn't work, you don't
that's
actually
true.
also know that it doesn't work, because all RNG is programmed, and all programmed RNG isn't true RNG. So there were some
Yeah,
reports of someone who worked at Nexon who said that there was definitely some extra clustering of RNG that shouldn't really be there. I
yeah.
don't know.
Isn't programmed RNG, like, there is a chance that like it tries to even out the RNG as you go on.
Yeah, by like trying to be more random, it actually becomes less random.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
guess
that's possible sometimes. I've had,
like
for
one time
example,
I
a few
was
times that I
yeah.
used. Oh yeah, you can give your example after the. That I used a flame and then I used another one, and the other flame got exactly the same outcome as the previous flame, like completely the same on a
Wow.
flame advantaged item with 4 lines, which is just statistically completely impossible,
Yeah,
like back to
statistically
back.
that should be like one in like
There's so many,
I
yeah,
don't
so
know
many
how.
numbers there. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was like, one time I was star forcing like at like 3 a.m. during a 30% off event. I was getting desperate because like it just wouldn't go to 15, and then like one time at 14 stars, I was like, oh screw it, I'll just try the fail stacking method, and then it worked. But like obviously, like I don't know if it worked
Yeah.
because of that, or like it would have worked regardless. You know?
Yeah, you never know. It's like people cubing in a certain have like a lucky map for cubing, but then they always cube there, so then all of their good cubing is always in that map. So
Exactly. You get your bad luck and your good luck there, so
yeah,
like it doesn't really prove anything.
exactly. Yeah.
I saw you desperation cube one time and got 3 line attack.
I had some extra cubes from tearing up, so I was like, ah, fuck it, might as well use it on the emblem. Yeah, and then last fucking cube, roll
Ah,
33. Yeah.
that was crazy. Didn't you like sell a bunch of stuff too? Like your twisted times or whatever to
Oh, that
get
was
there.
another time when I was trying to roll for 3 line HP on my Meister earrings on my DA a long, long
Yeah.
time ago, and I spent all of my money, and I ended up with nothing. So I was like, okay, I could sell my twisted times to buy one more cube, and then like I'd use one cube, and I fucking got it on that
Yeah,
last. Like, yeah,
I
pretty
know.
crazy.
That was crazy. I remember watching. I was like, wow.
Hmm. Trying to be random
You
is
know, like
less random. Yeah, like let's say that you roll a dice, like 1 and 6, and then on the first 5 rolls you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in like different orders, of course, and that the computer is like, okay, it has to say random, and I have to do all of it 6, right? And then it rolls 6 on a 6 one. But if you know that the system works like
yeah,
that, you know it's 100% chance for 6. So therefore, by trying to be more
exactly.
random, it actually becomes less random. It becomes predictable.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense.
If it's programmed poorly, it shouldn't be programmed like that. But there might be some kind of failsafe in the back where it's like, it should never be 100 times yes and 0 no. If you know that that's the system, if you can ever get to the system where you can fail stack 99 yeses, then you know guarantee that the last one is going to be no, for example. Yeah.
Have you seen that one guy on Reddit who was doing the
The
stamp?
stamp, yeah, the stamp, yeah. And he spent all his money. He's like, why does he keep going? He's
Oh
crazy.
my god, that was like at
He
a
spent like
certain point I
hundreds
would
of
have been
mils
like,
on
yo,
stamp.
no, at like 20, I would have been like, no, this is like way too many stamps.
Yeah,
Like this
20,
shouldn't be possible. And
25.
like
Yeah,
maybe file support. I don't
yeah.
know.
He used like
But
few hundred, right?
yeah, he kept going. I think at a certain point he wanted to see how long it would take.
Yeah, no, I get that curiosity. I had that too with an item that I was trying to get an item to unique with Master Craftsman cubes, and it just kept
Yeah.
failing. And after a while, I didn't even need it to go to unique anymore. But I just wanted to see how many cubes I could use. So all of my cubes just went on it, and it ended up being 158 cubes to get from epic to
Wow.
unique. 158 Master Craftsman cubes, and I think that's
Wow.
still a record.
I think I was on one of your streams when you were trying to go from rare to epic, right? And then like one of your items would just not tier up.
I've had a few where, yeah, I'd have to like run back to storage like 3 times to get more money. I think it was a shoe. It ate like, I think almost 100 Master Craftsman to get from rare to epic. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow, that's
Because I was
crazy.
thinking like, is this stamp territory? Like, is this just not gonna happen?
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
feel like what
yeah,
is
I'm very
Master
stubborn though.
Crafts from rare to epic? Is it like 14% tier up chance?
It's very good. Yeah, typically it's like
It's pretty
somewhere
high.
between 3 and 10 cubes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a very
yeah.
good chance.
And then
So
I saw that and I was like, "What? It's crazy."
yeah, that was definitely an outlier. But you know, if you're gonna do 40 characters and every character has 14 items, then there's gonna be one or two that are just crazy unlucky. Because I've also
Yeah,
had
makes sense.
back items once where it was 4 in a row on 4 cubes. So
Yeah,
that completely offsets that pretty much.
yeah, makes sense. So do you
Um,
think I should work on Star Force before Flame?
yeah, yeah, definitely because the event is on. I would just like dump disproportionately
Okay.
into Star Force. One thing to consider though is that if you want to leave room for your other character or already have something on the other character that you want to Star Force there, then don't go super hard on this if this is going to stay like more of. I mean, you're basically just going to do what someone else's Kanna mule could be doing. You're going to help a little bit more, of course, but you don't want to overfund it if you know for sure that you're not going to go crazy with this, because
Yeah.
you're at the
Exactly.
stage where just because you can do it in a party doesn't mean that you can also just do it solo or duo it randomly. Like the step from going from like hard lucid and hard will in a party to just being able to duo it is such an
Yeah.
incredible leap still, that you yeah, like basically you want to be either at like 15 or 100, but if you're going to upgrade yourself to like 30 or to 45, that money is kind of wasted because you're not in either one of those situations. You could just stay
Yeah.
at 15% of your potential and just do it still. So that's
So
something to keep in
so with
mind.
upgrading, like, what do you think is like a good stopping point for me? Like I'm not like
Honestly,
obviously you could keep going like infinitely for upgrades, but like
yeah, or you
I
could stay
don't
where
like
you are, honestly. If you could just
yeah
17 everything, you could stay there as well. Maybe, dot some I's, cross some T's when it comes to potential. You could
yeah
honestly just stay at 17 everything, and as a Kana, just do your duties as good domains, good binds, and good bubbles and
yeah.
cleanses. And if you communicate with your party, that could be enough. Yeah.
It's I think it's a little harder because like my main way of finding like boss parties is through my guild, and my guild is like pretty strong, and like there's a lot of strong Kanas.
Mm-hmm.
So like when it comes to the choice between like picking me or like another Kana, they usually go for the stronger Kana.
Sure. Okay. Mm-hmm. To make it a little
So
bit
I think
faster.
that's like one
Mm-hmm.
barrier that I
That's a good
think I
point.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go past so I can be a priority for boss parties.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but beyond that, yeah, like you said, I don't really have aspirations to like solo or duo or anything like that. At least on my Kana. I think on future characters maybe, but like definitely not on my Kana.
Hmm. Well, I mean, with that in mind, yeah. You have the narrow backups. I guess it's kind of similar to what we talked about with, was it the last session or the one or 2 sessions ago, where you yeah yeah so kind of like your Absol Alta 17, everything that you need to
Yeah,
safeguard and that's harder to replace Alta 17. And
yeah,
then from there on, the round of 18 will be like your CRA, probably your tattoo and your monocle, right? Since you have backups and it's
yeah,
pretty low chance to boom up there. Get those up to 18 and then the belt as well. And then from there on, do just the belt and the CRA stuff up to 21 and see if you can make all of that work. And then if that works, transfer the belt over and then fix all your
okay,
potentials. And then the main thing is going to be your because you're also going to get the superior set bonus, so that's going to be a huge increase.
yeah,
But you will lose the intellect on your current pendant, right? So you need to
yeah,
compensate for that. But it's going to be a
yeah.
lot of weapon and magic attack extra for sure. I think
Okay, I
your
see.
potentials on your Absolab probably can. Was it your
Yeah.
shoulder? Your shoulder and your shoe are kind of like, yeah. Shoulder and shoe can probably be fine tuned a bit more, and then your weapon needs to be like fixed.
Yeah, my shoe I rolled 21% while during the cube sale, and I was like, like I could go to legendary, but like
No,
I
no, no,
I'd
yeah. No,
probably
it makes
just
sense to
settle
keep.
around there.
Yeah, it makes sense to keep that for now for sure. The main
Yeah.
thing that once so yeah, so that's all the software thing stuff. Then the cubing stuff. The cubing on the weapon is going to be the most like important thing there. If
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do end up with like crazy magic attack or double magic attack on boss, at that point you might have to redo your emblem, which is of course a little bit yikes. The 30%
I
from the
was
set bonus
almost
will help, but might still be a little bit short.
I was almost thinking like, is it worth maybe getting like a second weapon fan? Like I actually got one from a hard Damien drop, and like
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of trying to get like boss damage on it. I don't know if that's even worth it.
It would only be worth it if you have like one that, for example, that's IED and boss and magic attack, and then another one straight magic attack for farming, and then one has the
Okay.
lucid soul, and then the other one has hopefully a magic attack or maybe an IED on it as a soul. Other than that, I
Okay.
wouldn't do it. No, I wouldn't. I would just like red cube, mass red cube your current one,
Okay.
because yeah, just the power in numbers for red cubes will just make it way more financially efficient.
Okay. I see. Makes sense. Um. Yeah. And then, do you think it's worth it to go for like 3-line potential, or is what do you think?
Um, 3 potential. So on the things that you get to 21, I think it might be worth, but on your CRA, you're probably settled for 2.5 line, right? Because they have a lot of junk lines.
Yeah.
3 line, yes, on accessories. Those are like
Okay.
financially, those are worth, and I would count your current like iron face as like the target basically. Like try to get it all to that
Okay.
point where it's like 2.5.
30%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can reach that, I think so. If you're getting to the point where you're considering 3-lining your Abzo, at that point I would consider first waiting for a Star Force event, getting the 150 stuff up to 21, transfer hammering over, and then circling back to that. Because you can get way more gains jumping from 17 to 20 on Abzo than from getting from 2 to 3 lines on your potential.
Yeah. I think that's what's been holding me back from like re-rolling my Absol stuff, because like I know like eventually like if I do want to get 21 stars, I'm gonna have to like that potential is gonna go away.
Yep.
So I've just been kind of waiting for that. Okay.
Yeah,
sense.
and that's kind of like the duality where, in one sense, if you're really just gonna main Kanna and you're gonna send it, then that's probably what you want to work on right now during the 5, 10, 15. But if the main thing is just like hard lucid, hard will, and you think it's gonna be okay, doable to get into party anyway, then we're like trying to tackle not over investing so that your Xenon doesn't. Because if you can keep 20 bill left over and then you can shove that to the Xenon if you want to play it, you'll have a huge head start there.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then maybe someone in the party wants to switch out on a Kanna and then find another party, or like you like exchange with characters or something, you switch around once you're strong enough. Maybe 1 or 2 of the people aren't really necessary to deal a lot of damage, so some people start switching out, and then it depends on where your guild's at. If you're just how many like hard lucid and hard will parties is your guild running?
There's at least 5 or 6, I think.
Wait, you're in villains?
No, I'm in Saku.
Oh, second. Okay. 5 or 6. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty. And I
My
think
guild
there's
is
like
1,
some
so.
developing too. Like
Okay.
they're doing like practice runs.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
so some exchanging there could be
used-
possible.
Yeah, I just wanna. Yeah. I just want to be that random that joins one run and then gets a drop.
Yeah, just switch up the composition of the party every single week for every party. Just throw it into a giant pile, draw names, and then just
Yeah. Maybe each party will get a drop.
yeah, and then everyone gets drops
Someone
everywhere.
will-
Yeah, you'll
Yeah,
break the system.
Play next on.
I'm sure that's how it will work. Yeah, and then it'll be like, oh god, they've broken the system. We need to reevaluate.
And then in a month we see a KMS patch. Like, oh, we're changing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
You have to stick to one party.
Yeah, party members who were not in the same party as they were last week at like 20% final damage reduction. You're like, oh shit. Some weird stuff.
Yeah, I hate
though.
that. I hate how like one player could do something in this game, and then like Nexon decides to change
Yeah,
everything for everyone.
like how Xenon got all of their nerfs because the first two Black Mage parties had a Xenon in it, so they were like, oh well, I guess they need to be nerfed. It's like,
Yeah, and then I think the Arc, he like one-shot hardware or something.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that led to the poison nerf.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really.
It's like to just like ruin it for everyone else. It's like
We got
but it's kinda
70% nerf too. It's like, it's not like, oh, we're taking it down from 100 to like 85. No,
yeah.
we're taking it down to
It's like a
30%.
mix. Like it's like a mixed bag too, because I feel like like those players, if they got to that point, like they should be able to like showcase that off.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
like by showcasing that, they like bring it to Nexon's attention,
Mm-hmm.
and then they end up changing it. So
Yeah, it's like those bossing videos where you just like run into a boss and destroy everything, and the people are like, "Oh my god, that class is so strong," but then they'll probably never get to that point, as players.
yeah,
So they'll
I
never.
feel like Nexon doesn't realize
be able
that
to
like
use
the
them.
people that can do that stuff is like the 0.0001%, and like
Yeah.
everyone else can't, and like everyone else is like working towards getting stronger and like being able to do it normally. But I
Yeah,
feel like,
and the fact that they know that that's remotely possible, maybe one day down the line, is what motivates a lot of people to keep trying to do that. So it's
Yeah.
actually a good thing that it's out there, and also that it's only achievable by like 3 people or something. That's a good thing to keep that.
yeah,
But-
a lot of the
yeah.
time it feels like Nexon's trying to like box you into like a certain level of play, and that's something that's been getting on my nerves with like future patches. But
Mm.
we'll
I think it's
see,
very
we'll see.
difficult when you're balancing a game that you want to make it so that people kind of go through all the stages somewhat organically, but they don't stay there too long, and then I think that can be pretty tricky on how to balance that properly.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's probably.
I just think it's funny that like GMS keeps saying that they want to align with KMS, and then they end up doing stuff differently to KMS.
It's like no, but only the things that don't take damage away from us.
Yeah,
So
Exactly.
nothing then, because everything would take damage away from us.
yeah.
No. Oh well.
Oh yeah, I have 2 pink holy cubs because
Yeah. So I just saw those. Yeah.
yeah, one of the like
One
you
is
would
better in
think,
mobbing.
like,
One is better in bossing, probably.
actually the one with HP is like always better for some reason. Maybe
So-
because I don't have enough stat yet.
Well, maybe because you already have a lot of stat, a lot of percentage stat, right? Because you have
okay, yeah.
a lot of stuff with good percentage stat, so that makes it so that the relative value of percentage stat is a little bit lower than you would expect.
Yeah. I see. That makes sense. Yeah, so I've been using my HP one, but I keep that one because, like, in the off chance it
Yeah,
becomes
I mean,
a better one.
if they're really close together, then it doesn't matter all that much which one you use, right? Because you're looking at what range is your character at? It's like
Like up to 9 mil.
yeah, I was gonna say 8 mil, yeah.
Probably
Like
above.
9 mil, and then the difference between the cups is 20k. That's like doesn't even
Yeah, it's like not like
Doesn't even-
negligible.
exactly it doesn't really register. So.
Yeah. The only thing I'm sad about is rolling that hybrid line on my Kanna treasure ring because I know that's good damage gear.
On the kind kind of treasure. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know it eventually, like if you get it like Star, it's pretty good damage gear. But I rolled that and I was like, I wasn't gonna re-roll.
Yeah,
over-
I guess
over
you could get
hybrid.
to a good superior, but good Meister, good reinforced, and then a high star Meister, and
Oh,
then
yeah, I
a
was
good
going to-
solid. I mean, good solid as a 4th.
Yeah.
So
How many? I can make like three or four Meisters,
Mhm.
Meister rings right now. Do you think it's worth it to get to Meister and then craft those?
3 or 4. That's probably like a good number to start trying that. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And like I could probably Star Force those up during the event too.
Yeah, that'd be a good time to get to try it for sure. The one thing is, the one thing I'm just like scared of is you're like over investing in a character that you know you're gonna stop, quote unquote, pretty soon. So you don't like gimp your next character too much. Because do you really like? Can you do it, or do you need it? Right. Those are two very different questions a lot of the time.
Exactly. I don't really have aspirations to be like strongest Kanna. So.
But you do want to be in a good position for your guild, so that
Yeah. As long as it gets me to the point where like I am a priority for like hard bosses, I think that's good enough for me. I don't need to really go beyond that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think what we talked about makes a lot of sense.
Once you get to the higher level areas, you can do more with familiars, and then you can possibly one of the things that's probably going to be very valuable for you, so that you can maybe drop your inner-ability on your WSE. The IED on your WSE is so that you can upgrade the chunks of IED from 15 instead to 20 or 30, I think. Yeah, and that'll allow you to not need any IED there.
Does that? You can start getting familiars at Moonbridge?
Yep.
Is that? Okay, that's a 245 region, right?
Yep, 245, yes.
Okay, so I'm almost there.
Yeah, well, you're pretty close, yeah.
Yeah. I think I was gonna use my, that Storm Growth potion that they give you in the 3rd scroll?
Yep,
I was gonna use it, and then I over-leveled. Do you think it's, like, does it still work if you're past 240?
Yeah, it's still pretty good. It'll give you almost half a level.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll probably just throw it on my Kanna, get it up there.
Yeah. All your other characters are too low, and it'll be very inefficient for them to use it.
Yeah, you can see I spend a disproportionate amount of time on my Kanna.
Yeah, the next one being 30 levels down is a dead giveaway.
It's just I hate being limited to like 2-hour slots because I feel like I want to get the use out of my totems.
For sure.
Like training without totems is just so painful.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to go back always. Yeah.
Yeah.
If there weren't totems to begin with, then it'd be fine. But now you know what a totem is like, so going away from that is like.
Yeah, I'm like used to a certain level of spawn. I'm like standing there. Sometimes I'm like, wait.
Yeah, it's like where are the monsters? Yeah. Okay, is this a server lag? I'm waiting for the.
Yeah, it's a server. Because like sometimes server does lag and my mobs don't spawn. So I'm like, what's going on here? But yeah, I feel like that's why I've been like coming back. Like, I've like tried to move away from the Kanna. Like, I was playing my Adele, my Arc, and I keep going back because like.
If you run out of totems, then you come running back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the best thing I like about Kanna is like how you can play it on your own time. Yeah. Like you can just put down Kishin like anytime, whenever you want, and like you could have the mob spawn.
Yeah, it'd be very different if they made because this is what I was advocating for since the first totems came out, is to have two kinds of totems, and one just be kind of the way that it is now, but 1 hour instead of 2 hours, so it's a little bit less of a huge time commitment. And then the other one is like either a totem that lasts like 24 hours, but then you can use it like a certain amount of times. Like it has a certain amount of charges, and then you can use it more freely. That would be nice. Like it has 120 charges or something, and then you can.
Really nice.
I think that would be cool to give a little bit more of the flexibility, and maybe you can make 10 of each, so you have a total of 20 instead of 15. So it goes up a little bit, but then with that, I think what would also be good is just to remove Kishin from the game, because having one character have that spawn buff, I think, is just inherently unbalanceable.
How do you feel about like a decent Kishin skill?
That would be something else to do. I think if they did that now, though, it would be like a 50% uptime one, right? And that's I almost rather have it not be up at all than to have it 50% without any chance of increasing it, because it just feels so bad. It feels so bad. I don't know. It's just very annoying. It's like you have to do like a completely different map rotation, or usually you pick what map you're in based on whether you're gonna have Kishin or not, right? Like if you're gonna have a totem, you pick a smaller map. You can do full map clear. If you don't have it, you go for a slightly bigger map, so you rotate more, and then there's always monsters around you to kill. But then if you have it half the time, like what are you gonna do? Like you're gonna like share a map with someone else, and then they're gonna use it. And you're gonna maybe we'll get party playback. Like someone else is gonna use decent Kishin, then you do it. You alternate decent Kishin with the other person. Maybe, You go to like bigger maps where people have like half the map that they cover or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the one difference about coming back to Maple is like how much more solo story it is than
Mm-hmm.
when I quit. Like like even when I quit, like there was like a good amount of PQs, like like looty PQs and like people stuff that people did actively,
Oh, you're
and
talking
now
about a
it's just
long
like,
time ago. Okay, never mind.
oh yeah. That was a
Yeah. Yeah.
but
I was thinking about like bye-bye station times. If you're going way back.
I
No, I
think
get it though. Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
I
trying to bring
mainly
the.
played
Yeah, go for it.
I mainly played during the Ludi PQ stage, and then I came back a little bit for the Bye Bye station stage,
I
but I
see.
didn't really stay that long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of didn't like the whole solo stuff like that was going on. I mean, I think it's fine, but I don't think it should be the main thing or should be the meta that you almost that
yeah.
if
I
you
don't think it should.
have anyone else that you're playing the game with, then you're basically slowing yourself down. Like that thought is that's
Yeah,
not. I don't like that. I'd rather go a little bit slower and like have more fun and hang out with people along the way than to be like the first one at the top and then be all alone there.
yeah,
But that's just
yeah.
me. So I'm trying to build a like a community and build a platform where people who feel somewhat similar can can be and can find each other and can find
yeah,
more like-minded people. So it's not that I think one is better or one is worse or something, but it's just different, and I feel like we need a little
yeah,
bit of both. We need a better balance, I believe.
yeah. I think it's okay that like soloing stuff like gets you like slightly better rewards, but I think like just partying like is so much worse. Like it's not even like slightly worse. It's like
Yeah,
so much
no.
worse.
And the worst part is that if you're a lot stronger than the other person, then it's a lot worse for you. And if they're stronger than you, then it's a lot
Yeah,
worse for them. And then you feel bad that you're like leeching basically. So it only really works
yeah,
if you roughly kill around the same speed. But how can you possibly tell with like these giant effects floating all around the map and shit? Like how can you tell that you're like roughly doing so? Yeah.
yeah,
Either you have to
yeah.
completely
Like
let that go, or you have to like meticulously calculate and then be like, okay, you're doing 53%, I'm doing 47%. That's like within a margin of error. So let's, yeah,
yeah, like even when I'm like bossing, like I do want to help other people. Like like it's like sometimes if like one of my friends is like really struggling, like I do want to I do try to help them out and like carry them a little bit.
hmm
But like it just like I feel like power crystals are like a big source of my income, and
yeah.
like it hurts. Like it like halves it. So like even when I'm doing like almost all the damage. So
Well, the other
yeah,
thing is that when people farm a lot, and the crystals are only a small part of their income, and they'll just carry people a lot, and people are used to carries just being seen as something that you just do, then they almost look down on you if you're not doing them, or like you're like super selfish or something. But if that's your income, then you don't ask people who are farming if you could just party them for 15 minutes and just leech their mezzo, right? Like you don't do that either. So,
yeah,
but if someone asks
yeah,
me for a carry, that's basically what you're doing because you're just like taking 50% of my income for the next boss. So,
yeah.
yeah,
I wish more bosses were like Golix, where like you could comfortably like you take people
there's no
and like it
crystal
doesn't.
coins or instance.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like maybe like someone accidentally loots like an equip, but like that doesn't really matter long term. But
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
yeah, it's still early on. It's 700 coins worth, right? So that's 20 weeks. Sorry, 20 runs. How much do you
yeah.
get?
I used
Like
to.
25. So it's almost like 25 runs worth
Yeah,
almost.
it's like when I before I quit, the Golix changes were not in yet, and like
hmm
and like I came back and like everyone I talked to was like complaining about Golix, and like I wasn't like I was just getting my Kanna to like 180, so I was like, oh, well, like what's the big deal? Like it's so easy.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
And I
Yeah,
actually
oh
got
shit.
yeah, I actually got to Golix, and I like I used to be able to like solo like hard at like a decently
Yeah.
low level too, and
hmm
like I just went in hard. Like, and then I was like, oh,
Oh yeah.
this
Probably
is
normal was probably already pretty difficult for you.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
That's why my Lumi, which was my main before I quit, it has so like it has like so many superiors, so many coins,
hmm
and then now I barely have any on any of my characters.
Yeah, I think Helix is probably at around the same point where people start soloing Lotus and Damien. That's like the point where
Yeah,
Helix becomes
yeah.
like doable.
I think I started doing those three bosses around the same time.
Instead of the progression before was like just get superior and then you can do CRA faster. I was like, wait a minute. It's like
Yeah, I mean,
that
I
changed
guess
quite a bit.
the changes do make sense with how good gold
Yeah,
items are.
it is. When you think about it, it was ridiculous how easy it was to get
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Like people were rocking like best in slot items at like level 200 for like no reason.
Like almost all of
You
them
know?
that have like full CR.
Yeah,
Some of them
exactly.
would already have absolute pieces, full superior. Yeah,
Yeah.
easy
I
set
think the changes
bonus.
do make sense, but I just like I miss how easy it was.
Yeah, yeah. You can have both of those at the same time. You know, it's perfectly natural.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't have to
I think
feel
it
like
was a
this.
good change, but
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, being as humans, we're very bad as like being used to something and then having to take a step back. That's as humans,
yeah.
we're pretty
I
bad
think
at that.
like I think I studied a little bit of psychology, and like people tend to disproportionately think about their losses more than their gains because the losses just hurt more. I
Um,
think that's very true for Maple.
yeah, yeah. The way that I always talk about it is it depends on where you have your baseline. If you
Yeah,
like, let's say that you always train with a totem, then you have to be very careful that you don't let your baseline of like this is how much I make, this is how fast everything is. If you make your baseline
yeah,
with a totem, then everything else is going to feel horrible because your baseline becomes 100%,
exactly.
right? And then everything else becomes like 50%, and then that becomes shit. But if you keep your
Yeah,
baseline at the normal state of 100%, and you see totem as a temporary increase up to 200%, then as long as you retreat back to 100, that's still not going to feel bad. The only time it's going to feel bad is if
that's
you're
true.
lagging or if the channels are crashing, and then you go down back to 80% or something, then that feels bad. But then
Yeah,
going back to the normal state of the 100, it truly depends on what do you see as 100%. And that's what
yeah,
a lot of times I try to instill on people, like make sure that you have the power to make your brain decide on what do you see as good and what as bad, because it's all reference on other situations.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
have to tell your brain, like, this is an exceptional situation that's temporary, and I will retreat
Yeah,
back to the normal state before. If you don't do that, you're everything's going to feel bad. And then people end up, like,
yeah,
getting bored and
yeah.
stopping.
It's a bit harder being like a Kanna main for right now, cause like I'm always used to like
Yeah.
I'm
Then it
so
is.
used to Kishin
Yeah, that's why I think
like
it's
all the
better to
time.
not have Kishin in the game at all. And I usually
Yeah,
compare it in other games when you have like MOBAs and stuff and you have invisibility. It's so hard to balance something like that because either
yeah.
it's
Like
just
when I was
super overpowered and you just dumpster everyone, or you nerf it too hard and then it's completely useless, or too easy to counter and then it just doesn't do anything. And
yeah,
that
I know what
balance
you
is
mean. In
super
League, I
hard.
used to be an Evelyn main
Mm-hmm.
because the invisibility was just so good. And
Yeah.
then like now they built in like countermeasures, like pink wards can
Yep.
actually see you, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep.
But like before, it used to be like true invisibility.
That is
Yeah,
broken. Yeah.
yeah,
What if
exactly.
they made it so that you
But
leave like tiny footsteps in the grass that you can only see if you're like zoomed in the most? People
yeah,
like
people
scrolling in
zoomed
around
in
their character,
like
like
full zoomed in.
full zoom. Yeah, it's
I've
like,
seen some
I
streamers
saw a
like
grass move. I saw a grass move. Evelyn bot. Evelyn bot. Yeah,
I and then like half like the rest of the team is like, nah, you just imagine
you
that
just
like
imagine that
you
they're
really
like, what is like
and then Evelyn gets a pentakill and they're like, oh yeah,
a teammate has been killed. It's like, oh well, I guess you were right.
uh, that would be funny.
There'd be some yeah.
I've seen some pro streamers like play zoomed up like when like they're like playing on their Smurfs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, to make it a little
Like
bit
just to make
harder.
it harder for
Yeah,
themselves.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty
but
cool. Because you could zoom in very close, right? Where you can only see
yeah,
like
you could do it so that like basically only your character is on your screen.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I guess
they
it helps you a
gave me that
lot with
option.
checking the minimap way more, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're
Like some
constantly
people
like,
do it so they're not distracted by anything else.
honestly,
But
against some champs, it's probably about the same. Because some champions just have skills that have ranges longer than your screen, so they can hit you from outside of the screen anyway. So whether
yeah,
you see your
yeah,
full screen or not, it's like the same situation.
yeah. That's why I don't know. I actually played a League game recently after not playing for like years, and it was the worst experience of my life. I'm never going back.
You say that, but at some point you will go back.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Maple and League are the two games that like uh, I always come back to for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some sunk cost fallacy or something.
Yeah,
I think it's some promise of maybe like with some tweaks it can be really good. So maybe if I come back in a little while, maybe they'll make some significant changes and it'll become very enjoyable again.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like every time I quit Maple, I quit for a very good reason, and then I come back
for a very bad reason, usually being bored
exactly.
or having too much time.
Yeah, during quarantine, like quarantine was for sure one of the big reasons.
Yeah,
why I came back.
Huge influx of people in the stream and in YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, good for me.
yeah. I saw your numbers have been skyrocketing.
Yeah,
it's really nice. And you hit 1 mil views.
Yes.
Recently?
Yes, we did.
Awesome. Congrats.
Thank you. Did you have any other questions, like maybe on a list that you had or something, or anything we didn't go over completely yet?
Okay, I just want to get my upgrading priorities straight.
Yep.
Okay, so Star Force event coming up, that's a no-brainer. Definitely work on my Star Forcing. Get everything to 17 at least, and then maybe CRA and like my belt and like stuff I have a lot of backups for. A little bit higher, maybe.
Yep.
If I get really lucky, maybe go to 21, 22.
I wouldn't aim for 22. Like 22 is really just a giant trap. I would aim for 21 as the highest possible.
Oh really?
Yeah, the chance to boom in general and the average cost increase from 21 to 22 is just ridiculous. And getting everything to 21 first is way more financially efficient.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the belt, before I transfer, do you think like 21 is fine, then transfer it and then make it 20? Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's good enough for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I think my friend
it's gonna be horrible if you. The reason I'm saying it is if you get it to 21 and you have a guaranteed 20-star superior in your hands and you're like just one more star and then you boom it, it's just gonna feel so fucking bad.
Yeah, it's just like bragging rights at that point.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because my arc has a few 22, but most of it is 21, and that character's just able to do anything.
Yeah.
So.
I see. Now that I look at my inventory, I don't even know why I keep the Zakrum. Because I have so many CRA stuff.
The hats. Yeah, the hats. You can just get rid of those. Yeah.
I just like seeing it on your stream right now. I just realized I don't need those.
Hey, you just need a refresh perspective. You just need to see through the stream instead. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was like part of Abso or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you could, but Fafnir is way easier, and Fafnir stays as coupons. So whatever you can stack more easily in inventory, always better than keeping a bunch of equips.
Yeah. So. Okay. That'll save up a lot of space on on just that. And I think for my Abso stuff, I feel like I do have a decent amount of backups of everything.
Oh, as Abso or
no the Ramaru and the Cape stuff like that. So I feel like
you could
maybe even
the thing is though, if you 19 everything, then you're gaining 1 star, right?
Yeah.
If you 20 everything, you're gaining 2 stars. That's how you wanna.
That's true.
That's how you wanna look at it.
And eventually, Abso's not even permanent. Eventually, if I get drops, I'll switch to Arcane.
No, and 19 wouldn't be worth it for the 1 star because you'd have to redo your potential tier. So you'd have to get at least a 20 or 21 for it to be worth it.
Yeah.
And then you're multiplying by 5 because it's 5 equips.
Is there stuff you can fodder for Arcane, or is there?
No, it's pure straight
you
up.
Just have to, you just have to risk it. Oh man.
Risk it, yeah. That's why you wait on drops and then risk it on the drops so that you keep your droplets flexible.
I see. Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, and then after I do CRA and then boat and maybe a few stars here and there, I should. Is that a point where I should go for better potentials?
Yeah, probably so mainly on the accessories, aim for similar potential to your Iron Face.
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah.
That's gonna be major gains, and then specifically for your Abso, right? Because of the 160 tier. And then your weapon, and then it's gonna be slowly flaming stuff up, basically.
Yeah. Okay. And then at that point, I should be more than good enough, I think.
Yeah, at that point you want to be investing more and divesting more from the Kanna and investing more into the Xenon.
Yeah, exactly. I think my Xenon, I've traded like Lumion with a few people, so
Yep.
I have enough cores for like the weapon and like some of the other stuff.
Okay.
So I'll probably Star Force those too.
Yep. That'll be a good way to fast track your characters out.
Yeah, yeah. I just it's so nice being able because like when I started my Kanna, I did struggle Lumion because I wanted to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I can like now that I know how to do it, and I don't really feel the need to like struggle with my Xenon. Like I'm okay with trading.
Yeah, no, I get that for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just glad I'm at that point. But
Mm-hmm.
let's see. Yeah, I mean, that gives me a pretty good goal objective to work for.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I want like 4 level 250s that can do all the hard bosses.
Yeah.
Like never have to farm again.
You just farm bosses at that point. They'll just redefine the word farm,
Yeah.
and then you're still farming. Don't
Exactly. Yeah. I think your project CRA is like a really fun like way to get him like stay involved in the game, but like I can't imagine ever doing that.
worry. It's
on
a
my
lot of
own.
work. It's a lot of work, bro.
Yeah.
I underestimated it, and I haven't even gotten to the actual leveling and then the bossing itself yet. I'm just doing all the prep work at this point.
Do you think that's been like a huge motivator for you in this game?
It's mainly like for my stream. A lot of people ask like, "What do you think about Shadow?" And I'm like, "Dude, I just rolled my face on my keyboard to get to 200. I don't know anything about Shadow."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you can get to like my mom has over 8K Legion too. Like, you can get to 200 and just not even realize how your character really works. And that's on the one hand, it's kind of sad, and kind of sad, kind of weird. And on the other hand, it just means that you have to put a little bit more effort in and push a little bit further to get that knowledge.
Yeah, makes sense.
I guess that's what I'm doing now. If someone asks like, what is the pros and cons of these two classes, I'll be able to give a way more in-depth answer and way more, better classification. And we can make an actual tier list. Would be like CRA boss or tier list, which I think will be very relevant once kind of farming and that whole chapter will be closed with Neo update, and people can prep before that time.
Yeah, I really hope like people like move on from that, because like I don't know, Kanna farming is nice and all, but I feel like it burns people out more than anything.
Well, again, it increases people's baselines of how quickly you progress through the game, how quickly you can make gains, and how easy it is to make a certain amount of gains. And by having that bar too high for too long, because that's not what the game was designed around, right? It's not like, I'm not trying to be like a game purist, but there is a certain balance in the game in the back of the mind to make sure that people stay in certain stages for a certain duration, so that there's like like an organic progression through the game. And if that's get disrupted by sources, either slowed down or sped up, you have a game experience that's incongruent with what was intended as a game experience.
Yeah, I've never played a game where like you were like the game kind of pushed you to play a character that you didn't want to play. Weird concept.
I always want just more options. I want like meta options that are roughly similar, and that people can just choose what they like the most out of their options, and that there's like 4 or 5 options, not one that's like 100%, and then every other option is like around 60% or lower, and then you're like basically an idiot if you're not doing it. They're like gimping your progress if you're not doing it.
Yeah, I remember there was like one argument in my guild chat where like someone was like, "Oh, like I don't Kanna farm," and then everyone was like jumping on it, like, why? Like it's so much more efficient. Like no, you should let people play the game how they want to play.
I mean, I have like 10 totems plus disappearing at the end of every month, so for me it wouldn't be more efficient because I don't play at all. Like I don't train, I don't grind, so for me it wouldn't be more efficient. But
yeah, exactly.
If you do what you enjoyed, you'll stick with it longer, and you'll get to the finish line faster.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why I want to do Xenon, because I feel like I would genuinely enjoy playing that class, and like even if it is challenging, like I think the challenge is like one of the main motivators actually. Yeah, and like that'll make sure I at least stay motivated for the near future.
Well, I hope that works out, and that with trading and everything you can make a decent progress on the Xenon, but still kind of re-experience the game, but from a different perspective, and give it like a fresh look.
Yeah. Hopefully they fix totems in the future, and like,
Yeah.
you know, I'll,
Oh, tomorrow's inner ability. So if you haven't worked on your inner ability on your Xenon at all yet,
oh
maybe
yeah,
look at that.
I think I want like +1 attack speed. I think
I
something like that.
think. Well, I just jacked the old one and made some changes.
Yeah, all your. Oh, by the way, I just like thank you for all your content. Like it's really helped me get back into this game. I feel like if I didn't have your content, I would be lost on a lot of the stuff in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really useful. It's
Well, you're welcome. It's good to hear.
attack
Thank
speed,
you.
yeah.
Attack speed, buff duration. Not sure what the buff duration is for. Is there a hyper?
They do have a lot of like the charge skills, like the stuff you have to use your gauge for. Maybe for those, because they do give a decent amount of buffs, and I think Xenon buffs get pretty crazy because you use like the overcharge skill where you don't use up your gauge, and then you pop all your buffs.
That's a hyper though, right?
Hyper. I think there's one hyper, and then
It's
there's
for
like
ooh
a few.
parts. Oh, that's a final damage skill. The oop ooh oh parts.
Yeah, that's like the fourth job skill.
Oh yeah.
then-
Like it consumes gauge and then gives you final damage for a while.
Consumes. Yeah, but there's a
Okay.
skill that makes it so that you don't consume your gauge regardless of what skill you use for a set amount of time, and then you pop that.
Pop
And
that
then
first.
you pop
Yeah.
everything else. Yeah, everything
Since-
after. So,
oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's because of the final damage skill mainly. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty big difference in damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah,
so do some calcs for the star forcing, make some kind of assessments, and then see how much money you have to play around with, and maybe how much you can make before then, and then maybe try to circ for some buff duration on the Xenon.
Yeah, for sure. So wait, I've seen a lot of your videos. Do you think I should like circulate for the 38% buff first, and then re-roll with honor for the attack speed, or should I just go for attack speed?
Yeah, no, that the first way you said.
Okay.
And maybe consider if it's the epic line. I think it's 25% line.
Yeah.
Like kind of consider, with how much you're spending and how close you are to like running out of the money that you set aside for it. If you do roll into if you can get attack speed +1 and 25%, of course it's not the best possible, but it'll still be pretty good. So that's something that you could consider keeping as well.
I see.
But yeah, you want to do the lock and the reroll definitely during the 50% off, because if you're rerolling with lock, that gets pretty expensive. So.
Yeah, and my Xenon does not have a lot of honor experience right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be tricky.
Though.
Yeah, it's a decent amount.
Yeah.
I'm used to just my arcs, and I'm used to my arcs.
Don't you have like
honor experience.
4 or 5 mil or something?
8
or like
points,
even more?
8.7 almost.
Wow.
I rolled this very long ago, and I've never touched my inner ability since.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're like farming on your arc and stuff, or like generally just training, I feel like that's a really good.
Yeah, as long as you don't rely on the attack speed +1, then
Yeah.
just go crazy, keep it for a long time.
Yeah, arc didn't feel clunky or anything. Like when I played, like it didn't feel like it needed attack speed.
Yeah, it's because of the Gust Drive has an extra rank of attack speed in it.
Oh, I see.
So we can get max attack speed with just speed infusion and green pot. We don't need it in inner ability.
Yeah, arc is very fun. I think the next class I play, it's either the Xenon or the arc. I haven't decided.
Yeah, I like that it's flexible, but I guess that's what you like about the Xenon as well, right? They have the different modes of the attack.
I found that I do. Yeah, I prefer classes where like you can switch up the playing style. I think Arc does that really well with Spectre Form. Xenon does that really well with changing the modes. Yeah, I think that's kind of classes I prefer.
Maybe Ho Young.
I've tried Ho Young. I think when I played, the gauge was still very limited. I know they changed that recently.
Yeah, it's quite a bit better now.
Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know. I mean, I'll eventually get to 200. In the long run, and then maybe I'll like it, and then maybe by then, like my Kanna, my Xenon, or whatever character will be strong enough that like maybe I could fund a new character. But you know, very, very long term.
Yeah, of course. Maybe as like a boss mule number 4 and 5 and 6 and stuff.
Yeah, you know, just the usual getting, you know, with the changes, like getting to 250 should be easier too, right?
Yeah, 210 to 250
Yeah.
experience requirements down by 20%, quite a bit, and like disproportionately earlier on. So like getting up to 230 or something is going to be way faster.
Yeah, it's almost like it's weird because like it almost makes me not want to level my Xenon now because I know it's gonna be so much easier later on.
But again, what if
But then it's
now you get to increase your baseline so that it feels even better when it's much easier later, though, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll definitely level up my Xenon, but like when that change hits, it's gonna feel really good.
For sure.
Okay, I don't wanna take up too much of your time. I know you're very busy. I feel like I took up a lot of time already. I'm sorry.
You took up quite a bit, yeah, but I mean, you know, some people want to chat a bit more, some people want to chat a bit less. That's fine. But
yeah,
I think
sorry. I feel bad because you know, in the future, you know, once my work starts picking up and stuff, I will make sure to support. Like you've helped me so much.
That's fine, dude. Yeah, to each, what is it, like to each buy how much they can miss. There's a quote there somewhere.
Yeah. You've answered so many of my questions in chat. Like, my Twitch name is Sarkazak.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I ask quite a bit of questions if you haven't noticed.
I've seen that name, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like.
Well, according to the contrary to popular belief, I don't really like read people's name and then see if I want to answer the question or not. Usually I just answer a question if I see it. But some people are like, "Oh, why is he ignoring me?" It's like, I just read, guys.
No.
I just...
Yeah, I've asked you so many questions and like 95% of the time you answer. And like so it's been really helpful. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad. Just you know, promise to always watch, stick around forever. You know, that's all I ask. You know.
No, sometimes during work I like have you stream on like on a second computer, like because I'm on my work computer most of the time, and then I just have you on my personal computer. And, like I watch sometime.
Well, I really appreciate it. All of those ads. I will run some ads in your honor after this.
Yeah, you know, like between 8 a.m. PST to 7 p.m. You know, run as many ads as possible.
I'm sure everyone else will love it.
Running all of them. Yeah, exactly.
All right. I guess we covered everything and then some.
Yeah, probably a lot more than some.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll see you in chat if there's even more stuff that you need to work on, and then good luck on your inability tomorrow, and then good luck next week on your star forcing.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. See you around.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. If you guys like that too, that was he was actually a winner from YouTube when we gave some free sessions away. One of the people who won a free giveaway through YouTube by commenting on the videos. Don't do that anymore. But if you would also like a session, check the description of the video. Follow that, and you can see how you can also get one of these sessions with moi. Thank you for watching, and goodbye, YouTube. And remember, please, !contribute. Check the description of the video. I am collecting data for battle analyses, monster kills per hour in Arcane River maps, and training videos for endgame people who are training in endgame. So everything Moonbridge and up, basically. If you want to contribute with any of those, send it to me. Check the description of the video. And thank you very much in advance. See you in the next one.